Hey, Pioneers! Welcome to episode number 478. Today we're going to be talking about ditching the soda, 8 old-fashioned summer drinks from the Homestead kitchen that are healthy and refreshing. And you may hear a confession from me that may or may not be a little bit surprising on my journey to being healthier, specifically around beverage choices. I think nowadays, most of us know that store-bought sodas are really chemical-filled summer drinks. Even I know some of you feel Gatorade, still think of Gatorade as a better choice than soda. But unfortunately, most of the store-bought drinks these days for energy drinks, rehydration, you name it, promise refreshment, but really leave our bodies more health compromised after having them than before. So we're going to be sharing our journey today in this roundtable episode, specifically around favorite summer beverages and drinks. And you're definitely going to want to be tuning in if you are trying to ditch the soda addiction. Well, I'm excited for us to do this episode because I have to say one of the hardest things for me ever addiction-wise in my life was cutting out Diet Coke specifically. But Diet Soda was my favorite beverage of choice, not Diet Pepsi. Don't you bring me that junk. I was a Diet Coke girl. And so when I quit, it has now been 13 years. I have never had any pop since that or Diet Coke. I'm like, not even going to tempt that fate button. But I have to say, I feel like society in general, like switching over, I feel like soda pops are finding those healthy alternatives that actually fill that need, both like taste-wise and experience-wise. I think that's one of like the last things for a lot of people that they have a hard time truly finding like that replacement. Or maybe that was just my experience. I don't know about for you guys.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. When I was in my early 20s, I stopped drinking soda. And I did that for a long, long time. And then I don't know why. One day I just had one and, then it was hard to get rid of that again. Now I might have one once a month, but generally I don't have that.
Yeah, I've never been much of a soda person, but my husband is. So it's been very hard. Cherry Coke and Coke he likes, and it's been very hard. But we've been together over 20 years, and I've worked on it. And so now he'll drink Poppy and Zevia, and, he still does have Coke a couple times a week or Cherry Coke, but it's definitely been, but he used to drink 3 and 4 a day. So it's tough for people to give up.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, as our society has progressed to being more or less at home overall, like you think about most parents or most in a couple, like most are working, at least in like general society, Western society. And so if you like at home, it's much easier for me to drink water. Mainly it's because our well water is phenomenal. When I travel, I'm like, ugh. And it just is so convenient, like the soda to go. And that's even when I was a kid, we didn't really have soda pop at home. But when we would go very rarely, like a special treat, we would get to have soda. And then as a teen, everywhere I went, it was just prevalent. Like that was what you had with any meal or at friend's house. That was just something that was like stocked in the fridge. And that was just almost like the go-to reach. And it very much like slipped into my habits. So I thought this would be really fun for us to share our favorite drinks, especially for summer. And then also really just from the health aspect. I mean, this is something that I've been hammering into my kids because now that they're teens, and then Landon's not a teen anymore, he's 20, they're obviously going to make their own choices at that point, but I still can't help the mom. I'm like, did you know? Like, favorite catchphrase ever. They're like, sure, Mom, go ahead. So let's Sophia, I'm going to shoot it to you. What's some of your guys' favorite summer drinks?
Well, right now we just got the Soda Stream, and it has been a great replacement because Tim, my husband, he's the soda drinker. He grew up with drinking soda and the Coke and the Pepsis, but I didn't grow up with soda. We couldn't afford it, and my mom, if we were to drink soda, it'd be Sprite for like a birthday party, maybe. And so recently we've just switched everything out to the Soda Stream, and then I've been putting drops of Spectrum in, which is like a sea water salt with some lemon, and it does it for me. I know I think we've talked about carbonated cold soda water before being bland, but I think maybe because I didn't grow up with it, it hasn't been an adjustment. It's actually like a notch.
So is it just like you're just putting like lemon juice in, and then it's just like the carbonation?
Yes, the carbonation, a squeeze of the lemon, and then some spectrumin, which is kind of like a sea salt mineral. It's like trace minerals. And actually, while we were at Modern Homesteading Conference, I was talking to Redmond's over there and trying to get them to bring back their Soleil water. They used to sell these large blocks of salt, which you can make Soleil water on your own without the large blocks, but it's something that is it's convenient and it's very cost effective. So you're getting your salt without and your electrolytes without having to, buy any of the additives.
Yeah. So for those listening, so it's my understanding is that terminology is when you have salt and it's fully saturated the water, but it's like hydrated, and so you're hydrating it in the amount of liquid, like you're getting it as far as you can to that saturation point, and then consuming it that way.
Right. Like a tablespoon of the Soleil water into like your quart of water.
Yeah. Okay. I know, Rachel, you're not a coffee girl.
No, I'm not a coffee person, but I love tea, and I love all the different fun stuff you can do with tea. And I do love that Farmhouse Teas. They have all kinds of great recipes for hot drinks, cold drinks, ice drinks, you name it, drinks that use coconut milk or other, milk, all kinds of fun stuff. So you can always change it up. And they also have some actual herbal syrups. I tried the root beer one and I really like it, where you make your own syrup. And there's also a couple other herbal syrups I haven't tried yet, but it makes for a lot of fun and different stuff to try. And I like Arnold Palmer, where you make whatever your favorite flavored, whatever iced tea. Sometimes I'll use raspberry or blueberry, one of their blends. And then you do that half iced tea and half lemonade. So I'll make fresh squeezed lemonade, and then you put half iced tea and half lemonade, and it's an Arnold Palmer. It's very good.
Why is it called an Arnold Palmer? Do you know?
I think he was a golfer and he liked it. That's the story I've heard.
Because Rachel made one for me, and I wasn't gonna announce that I didn't know what it was. She's like,
"Oh, that's
here's
right."
An
At
Arnold
conference,
Palmer.
I was like, "Here, you want it?" And you were like, "Sure, yeah, I'll have that."
And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I'll take it.
What do you think?
That's
Did
funny.
you like it? Not really.
No, I didn't.
I don't like them either.
Okay, I didn't. I was thirsty though, so I'm like, I don't care at this point. Like, I'm parched, and so I drink it, but it wasn't. Which I like iced tea and I like lemonade. I didn't really like the combination together, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Okay,
you, Michelle?
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of history. Growing up, we had pop. We shouldn't have been able to afford it, but my parents always had it. And I remember drinking like Mellow Yellow and Faygo, that kind of stuff. And then when I got out on my own, I stopped drinking pop. And then over time, it just kind of incorporated back in. When I stopped, though, I started drinking like iced teas in the can. I don't remember what the Arizona teas.
Oh, Arizona Nest tea.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Arizona teas
teas
from the 90s, baby. I remember those. Yeah.
And I didn't realize how sweet they were until I stopped drinking them and started drinking just like more plain tea, not sweetened. And then I went back to drink it. I was like, ew, how did I drink that before? But So I would say over the past 10 years, though, my drink of choice has been sun tea. That is decaf, plain, no flavor added, just plain sun tea. But I'm trying to get away from that because I want to get away from that brand that I've been using. So I've been trying some of the farmhouse teas, iced teas. So I would say one of my favorites is the barn raising. That one I really like.
Barn
That's the
raising
berry
berry.
one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But because, we have been talking about eating seasonally a lot lately, I thought, what about drinking seasonally? So I have started making like mocktails, spritzers. I just started last month. So far I've made like a strawberry spritzer, which was really good. And this one here is a rhubarb lemonade.
Ooh.
So that's made with fresh rhubarb. And today I made this, which is a watermelon basil mocktail.
Ooh, that looks really good.
Yeah, so it's fresh basil from the garden, watermelon that I got from the farmer's market, and it's really good.
Okay, so walk me through how you're making them. Are you juicing it or are you pureeing it? Or steeping?
It depends. So like for the rhubarb lemonade, just like if you're making like a strawberry rhubarb jam where you heat the rhubarb with sugar and so you're basically making a syrup, straining out the solids, and then you're mixing it with the lemon juice and the water. You could use plain water or you could use like some sort of a carbonated
Sophie's fizzy water.
Yeah, exactly.
Great for mocktails.
Yeah. I prefer mineral water just because it has the minerals in it. It tastes the best to me. It's closest to what I get on my well. For the watermelon basil mocktail, I blended the watermelon. Of course, you'd remove all the seeds if it has seeds in it. And then strained out the pulp. And then muddled the basil. And then mixed everything together with a sweetener. The recipe that I saw, it called for honey or agave nectar, which I can't have honey, which we've talked about before, and I don't have agave nectar. So what I did was I had some dandelion jelly that really didn't set up. So it's kind of a liquid. So I just used that as the sweetener.
Oh, I like that. That's a good way of repurposing
Yeah.
jelly that doesn't set, because that happens in life sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it wasn't important enough for me to reprocess it. I was like, I'll just use it as a syrup.
Yeah,
I like that.
I rarely reprocess. Yeah, it's fine. So in summer, one of my favorite things is to just take mint and muddle it and put it in ice water. And sometimes I'll add like a drop of stevia if I want it to just be like a little bit sweet. But most of the time it's just straight mint leaves and water. And then the other thing is, talking about the seasonal fruit, one of my favorite things to do is to take raspberries and blend it with a little bit of ice and then the mint. And like the raspberry mint, oh my goodness, like it's so it's not really like slushy because it's much thinner. Like I don't put that much ice in it, but it's just like super. And I don't strain it. I mean, you could, but I just kind of, in my mind, I'm like, it's not supposed to be juice. It's more like a liquidy smoothie. But that's one of my favorites. But I love the addition of mint to it. And then I'm just like the full-on coffee addict here. I love doing iced coffee with just 2 shots of espresso over ice and then topping it off with cream. And that's like, what's funny is if I drink it hot, I want some other flavor added to it. I don't generally want just a straight breve. But when it's iced, it somehow changes it. And I'm just fine with just having the cream, straight cream with the shots of espresso. So those
You
are
can't
my...
be without your coffee, girl.
I have done it in great times of health resets. And I have never been convinced it was worth giving up forever. I've always came back to it.
So another one I recently tried that was really good is you just take a banana and peanut butter, and I love Azure's crunchy peanut butter. I mean, I just eat that by the spoonful because it's like eating a peanut butter cookie. But just a banana and however much peanut butter, and then whatever milk you want to use, and then a little sweetener. I use date syrup, and then a couple scoops of cocoa powder, and put it in the blender. Oh my goodness, it was
That
delightful.
does sound pretty good.
It was really good. And it had protein, peanut butter, so it was a health food drink.
That was my protein shake for the day.
That was it.
I like that. I could justify just about anything. Amen.
It was really, and it had potassium. It had a banana. It was really good. It's way better than soda.
That is true. It is way better than soda.
It had
At least
double
there's
protein,
some-
milk, and peanut butter.
Ooh, look at you. That drink just keeps getting better and better. I have to say, one of my favorites is blackberry and lemonade. And so I'll just do lemonade and then just throw the fresh blackberries in and just let them kind of just steep in. I love that combination.
I like cucumber and basil water.
I've never tried that.
Me neither.
Yeah, I really like it.
What about blueberries? What do you think about making a drink with blueberries?
Oh yeah.
We're swimming in them now, but I just turn them into pastries.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that
like
sounds good,
blueberry with
too.
lime. Like blueberry lime combo is one of my favorites. Blueberry and mint is good too. And you could do the same thing. Like you can you could either do like a simple syrup or you could just, puree them up.
Yeah.
And actually like you have your soda stream. You should just do blueberry Italian sodas.
And just like puree the blueberry and
Yeah, or make it, you could either do that or you could do like a simple syrup and then mix it with a soda stream and then a little bit of cream over ice. And that's basically like an Italian soda, except you're not using fake blue food dye and high fructose corn syrup for your blueberry
And if
flavor.
you have lots of blueberries. It's not a drink, but make
do.
blueberry syrup for pancakes. Oh, yum. And then you can use that. If you make and can blueberry syrup, then you can just use it in drinks, on ice cream, on anything.
Yeah.
I just love using blueberries in a smoothie. I freeze my blueberries and then I have it for all year. Well, almost all year. They don't always last all year.
Yeah. I tend to use blueberries most of my smoothies too because they don't have the seeds. Whereas like raspberries and blackberries, like I love them and I do the raspberry drink, but it is kind of seedy. Whereas I feel like the blueberries, it's a much smoother texture. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we usually that's my natural way to preserve the blueberries is just to stick them in the freezer, especially in those gallon bags. And then whenever we have yogurt, I'll just blend it up into a smoothie for the kids. And then we'll turn those into popsicles too. But I like the lemonade idea, something more refreshing instead of like the heavier yogurt drink.
Even if you just throw them in a glass and muddle them and then pour the lemonade over, then you get little bits of yumminess.
Yeah. Or limeade. I don't know what my problem is. I generally like lime over lemon. Like I always want to swap it for lime.
I'm going to try that. You said lime with blueberries as your favorite.
I do a blime. Well, there we go. I just
there
made
we
a
go.
new word. A blueberry lime, sublime jam is actually, I love that combo. It's just a small amount of lime juice, but it just gives it, I don't know, it's different than the lemon. I've done both. I mean, a blueberry and lemon do pair well together, but I don't know. There's something about lime. In fact, when I was in high school, I worked at a local drive-in and coffee shop. One summer I did both. I've always been a glutton for punishment. And they had this lime syrup. And so we'd make lime milkshakes. Oh my goodness. That is really good, especially if you add just a touch of marshmallow. And no, it was not healthy. It was all the fake junk. But man, it was really good. I should try making like
you can make it healthy
version. I know you can make a real. I'm like, okay, maybe that's on the docket for this summer. Yeah.
And I have to say, in the heat, I do like Redmond Relight. It's really nice to have.
Yeah, I agree. I usually have one a day in the summer months. I do like, they had a new flavor, was the pineapple orange. I'm not sure if it was limited edition.
Oh, I
like
saw
that one a lot.
at conference, yeah.
Yeah, I like that flavor.
Yeah, that was really good.
We like the salty Palmer, but I think we're split on the Arnold Palmer family.
Okay, what's a salty Palmer?
It's the salty version of the Arnold Palmer.
Oh, you're just adding it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And you
No,
might,
it was
you
one of
might,
their exclusive flavors.
you might like Melissa Arnold Palmer because what at conference it was like a berry tea and then lemonade. If we just had, because I'll do it with a black tea and lemonade, you might like it better. It's different.
Okay,
Or you might not like it. Well, Michelle's like, nope, she's not gonna like it. Mm-mm.
I'm game to try anything once.
So, does anybody have any favorite milkshake recipes for summer?
Oh, well, I just shared my lime and marshmallow, but there at the fair up here, it's like a famous booth, and they call it a purple cow, but it's a blackberry milkshake. It is so good. I don't know at this like if they put anything in besides blackberry syrup with, with obviously the vanilla ice cream, but that one I love that one. I try to get it in August when we go to the fair.
Yeah, I bet that's really good.
Yeah. How about you guys?
I
like
generally
Rocky.
make those.
I like Rocky Road ice cream, but that doesn't always make into the best milkshake because it's a little bit chunky. But strawberry milkshake's still my favorite. Just fresh strawberries and ice cream.
That is good.
That is good.
Yeah.
No, my guilty pleasure is the Ben and Jerry's. Their cookies and cream milkshake is like out of this world.
Do they make a milkshake, or you just use the ice cream flavor to make a milkshake?
No, they make their own milkshake. In fact, it would be what I used to drink in college. Like on a bad day. I haven't been able to recreate it where it's real food, unless you're just using raw milk. But the cookies and cream part is the good part.
It's funny. We rarely had blizzards growing. We just didn't go out to eat very often. But I used to love, on the rare occasion, so we'd get a Dairy Queen blizzard, and then I haven't had one in years because we don't go out to eat very often, and especially that type of food. But we were in town and it was late one night, and I had a couple of teenage girls with me, and they were like, "Can we go through Dairy Queen?" And I'm like, "Oh, what? Yeah, sure." And so I got one of the little smallest size blizzards you could get, and I don't know. I was like, "Oh, that's not even worth it." I was kind of disappointed, when you look for you have this memory, and I was like, "Oh,
they're not the quality they were when we were kids." Because I remember after soccer practice, that was like a special treat. We'd go to Dairy Queen. You could get an ice cream or the littlest blizzard, and the ice cream came in a little hat, which was like for all the baseball teams. But it was a lot better. I think they've just taken their quality down to like absolutely nothing. Because I had one, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it was just yuck.
Yeah. On the good note though, I'm like, oh, I won't be tempted again. Like that cured that one. So one thing that I like to do is take the herbs and just muddle them and then put them in the ice cube tray and make herbed ice cubes. And then when it's like super hot out or I'm really busy, it's also a way to preserve the herbs too. Then you can just pop out those ice cubes and throw them in to flavor, whatever. If it's even just water, like if you're really busy, and you can throw it in and use your ice cubes, and then you're getting obviously the medicinal benefits of the herb, but completely the flavor profile.
Oh, and I like to brew just for time, ahead of time, brew iced tea for a couple of days and keep different flavors, and that's just loose tea and brew it. And from Azure, you can get these really cool, it goes on your half-gallon mason jar, and it's a strainer that goes in there and a lid, and I just feel so fancy. But keep a couple different flavors in the fridge so everybody can just grab it.
I saw those for the first time at conference, and you can make cold brew toddy coffee with those babies.
Yes, dear, you can. Yes,
I got all kinds of excited.
Yeah, I'd gotten one of those right before conference. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how I missed it, but I'm like, it's on my next order.
Oh, girl, they have all kinds of mason jar, fun, cool stuff. You need to get in there.
I do.
I actually got mine at conference.
I wasn't that smart. They probably were sold out by the time I found them.
Well, they were at the market, the natural market there, and so we went and stocked up, and they had it in the coffee section with the cold brew, and I was like, oh, not the greatest thing to ship across the country, but
But
we made
here I am.
brew. Yeah. So that was good. One of the other things I love at Azure is we get the coconut water. It's like a 32-ounce bottle of coconut water. And now they started selling the coconut meat from Azure too. It's all in the frozen section. But we have been turning that into a jelly with just mixing it with beef gelatin and putting that in the fridge. And the kids love it. So we just slice up the coconut meat and we put it in the coconut water with the beef gelatin, and in like 4 hours it turns into, we put them in the little yogurt jars, and so the kids just love it. But we look forward to it too. You're getting your electrolytes from the coconut water and the potassium, but it's also a cold treat too, outside of just the drink.
So do you use the powdered beef gelatin?
From Azure, all from Azure.
I would say I have it from Azure, and then just the coconut water, and you chop up because I saw the coconut meat in their latest magazine. I was like, oh, I wonder.
Oh,
okay.
We had to get, and it's not that expensive. We ended up getting 10 1-pound bags because the kids would literally just eat straight the coconut meat from it. And they said it's actually 20 coconuts per bag, but it's like $4.
Okay, I'm adding that to this
really
month's
good buy.
order.
Yeah. Highly recommend it.
That's funny. Now that you said that, one of my other things, which I kind of will do it year round, but it is nice in the evening, is it takes about 4 hours to set those. So it's where I'm like, ooh, I either need to make up a bunch for the week because it'll last in the fridge, or remember to do it early enough in the day, is I'll take raw milk and some cacao powder and like a little bit of maple syrup and then chia seeds. And you just mix that all together, and it makes a chia seed pudding. But it's a great way to get extra fiber. So if I'm like low on my fiber count for the day, that's one that I'll throw in there, and protein and some fat. But it feels like a cross between like a pudding in an ice cream, but it's just sweet enough and textural wise, and it has cocoa powder, so it feels chocolatey. That it does feel like a healthy treat.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do 2 tablespoons of chia seed. I just use a pint jar, but I only just fill it halfway, so it's just a cup. So I do 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, half a cup of the raw milk, usually like probably about a half a teaspoon of cocoa powder. I mean, you can kind of play with that. And then like I kind of just do it like a drizzle, but it's probably about a teaspoon of maple syrup. And of course, you could go up or down for the sweetener part, but that's really good.
Wow.
And the coconut water and the beef gelatin for us is pretty straightforward. It's 1 cup of the coconut water, or you could use your fruit juice, to 1 tablespoon of the beef gelatin, and that's it.
Okay. So is the coconut meat in it textural wise? What is it? Is it creamy or like?
It's okay.
Is it like it's just coconut right out of a coconut, right?
It's coconut meat out of the coconut, so it's kind of chewy.
Okay.
And hard, but see, the kids love, we love boba tea. And so since we're not making that, and it's not healthy for you, this kind of takes that place. So the kids are excited about the extra.
And it has that mouthfeel. Okay. Yeah. That is Maddie, mine. She likes to get that too. Okay. So that's helpful. I was trying to like figure out the texture in my mind with the coconut meat. That's a great example.
Is boba tea like bubble tea, and it's just tapioca pearls? Is that?
It looks like frog eggs to me, but anyways.
But it's tapioca pearls, isn't it?
It is tapioca pearls. You could make your own. You could roll your own, and actually, Cian in her farmhouse teas, that's actually how she got me to open up her email. I think it was like bubble tea. and I think she has her own mix of
I
brown
did see that
sugar
in
bubble
email.
Tea.
Yes.
Yes.
It
was something, but it got me to open it.
It's just like anything. You can make a healthy version at home when you're buying it like Starbucks commercially or like through the different stands. Most of the time there's other ingredients and so much sugar in it that it's like try to avoid. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, to make sure that you get all of the recipes and different fun things that we're talking about into today's episode, you can go to melissakingnorris.com/478. That's just the number 478 because of the episode. And we will have links to all of our favorite beverages and to some of those different recipes so that you can make sure that you are doing these at home as well. And we would love to hear about it. If you are listening to this podcast, we want to hear from you. This is definitely meant to be more of a conversation. So please let me know. You can let me know in the reviews. Leave a review if you are listening to this on Apple, or in the blog post comment, or even on social media, and tag me. I would love to know what your favorite summer recipe beverage is. And if you had trouble kicking soda, please do share with me and let me know that I was not alone in those endeavors. I look forward to being back here with you next week. So blessings and mason jars for now, my friends.